Be my first time in Texas.
That's the days of old. Men would search for wealth untold. They dig for silver and for gold and leave the empty.
This white sage right there from California. So I was just in Acoma Pueblo, and look, these pots, I'm in like right by Oklahoma City, right from there. Kind of doesn't surprise me because it's Oklahoma. People probably don't even think about this stuff, but the fact that there's a big, you saw the sign in front of that store, and like the stuff inside it said it's Cherokee. None of the stuff inside was Cherokee, like besides the postcard which said like Cherokee and like a painting. Anyway, I don't know, that store was whack. I'm in the Garth Brooks hometown right now. This immediately caught my eye because it looked Californian, and what do you know? It's from California. This mound right here apparently is like a religious mound created a long time ago, and a lot of the current tribes are descendants of mound culture. These cycles right here represent like moon and solar cycles according to like Caddo creation. And this one's supposed to represent the Cheyenne motion of stars. Climbing to the top of this mound. So I guess the mound builders were from like all over the east, but like Mississippi, Missouri especially. Thing that I didn't know this, but Andrew Jackson actually enforced the Indian Removal Act despite the fact that the courts striked it down. He just didn't listen to the courts. And I guess the mounds have to do with the alignment of like the sun, moon, and planets, or like winter solstices, fall equinoxes, sunrises. So in the 1920s, this right here, this place where the museum is, produced 60% of the nation's oil supplies. And then the city and all 39 tribes, all 39 federally recognized tribes, helped turn it into a museum. I highly recommend that museum. I don't know anything about Plains natives, but now I do. So some history on the Indian Removal Act, because I realize not everyone might know what that is. Congress really intensely debated this, and on May 30th, 1830, they actually passed it, despite that intense debate. And the reason they're intensely debating is because this act was a violation of all the previous treaties signed, which were negotiated in good faith with the tribes. So the Cherokee, who are one of the main people affected by this, brought this to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of tribal sovereignty and honoring the previous treaties, because the U.S. already negotiated 40 million acres for the natives, or from the natives, and in exchange for not invading the rest of the land. But the U.S. just went ahead and violated those treaties after Congress passed the Indian Removal Act. And then the final nail in the coffin that really just erased tribal sovereignty is the discovery of gold in California, Oregon, and the West in general, Nevada. In 1849, that's when people started heading west like it's freaking some crazy mania. And so wait for this. So the previous information I just told you, you do learn in school, but you learn it in like a fragmented way. Let me tell you what you didn't learn in school. The 5 main tribes that were kicked out to Oklahoma, or then known as Indian Territory, which were the Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Seminole, and Muskogee tribes, they all basically banded together and formed and wrote like a constitution and everything for the state of Sequoia, a state that would be basically an Indian state. Oh, and I forgot to mention the state of Sequoia, all the Sequoia Convention happened in 1905 because in 1906, that's when the US government was to stop recognizing tribes as anything sovereign. And they lobbied Congress, everything was going well, but then Teddy Roosevelt said that he didn't like the fact that there'd be an Indian territory and he prefers it to all just be Oklahoma, part of like a white state. Plus, fun fact, the US has never admitted a non-majority white state. In fact, there were many states that tried to become states before they were majority white, but when states have become majority white, that's when they were admitted.